This video is about collector or player. And it never really occurred to me to think of it this way until, a few years ago, probably, wow, 15 to 20 years ago, probably 15 years ago. I had an opportunity to buy a game from the Gamers Catalog, Uba's Pocket, part of the Operational Combat series, and it was, on sale for something like $38 or something, and it was going to be going, they were going low stock on it. And I didn't have the money at the time, so I didn't get it. And of course, with OCS, if you don't get it when it comes out, you're going to have to pay. And I started looking for it a little bit later, and it was going for $180 a copy, and we went $225. Like, oh my goodness. Anyway, I was on internet board. I don't remember if it was Operational Combat Series or a Gamers Board or something, and I just threw it out there. Does anyone have a copy of Uba's Pocket they want to sell? And someone reached out to me privately and said that he did have a copy that he would consider selling. But he asked me, are you a collector or a player? He didn't tell me why he asked me that question, and I said, I'm a player, which is really true. That's how I thought of myself. And, well, it turns out that he had a close friend who was a gamer who passed, and he inherited his game collection, and this game was a punched copy of Uba's Pocket in his game collection. But his ethics didn't feel right selling that game to a collector. He felt that the game deserved to be played, and that's what the original owner would have wanted. I wished I could remember the original owner's name. I also wished I could remember the name of the person who sold it to me. But he sold it to me for $45, basically predicated on the fact that I said I was a player. And I got that copy. I still have it today. But it did get me thinking for the first time, what's the difference? What's a collector, what's a player? I've had games since I was a little kid. And there are some games that I have from when I was a kid, and then there are other games I don't have. And I wished I did. It's not because I want to play them, but there's some memory value to them. One game that just came to my mind was Kojak. And I don't remember who it was exactly that came out with that game, if it was Milton Bradley or someone like that, but, Who Loves You Baby? I don't have that game anymore. I wished I had it, just for my collection. So, am I a collector? What I learned about collecting games is that I'm really a player. I've played a large percentage of my collection. I have an extensive collection, so I guess I'm both. And why am I a collector as well as a player? Well, I am kind of a moody artist type person, and so when I get inspired that, hey, I'd love to play this game, and I got to go look for it on the internet, find it, order it, wait for it to be shipped here, and I get it maybe 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, and I don't feel like playing it now. That's just kind of how I roll. So if I see a game that I'm interested in playing sometime, it's really helpful for me to have it on hand. And now that I can afford it, I'll purchase something that I think I might want to play. And then when I get it, whether I want to play it or not doesn't matter. It goes in my collection. And when the inspiration hits, I have the opportunity to play the game. And of course, with some games, for example, MMP, I own a lot of their products. I like their stuff, but I don't always have the time to play it. I sometimes don't have the mental energy to put into it. But what I do know is when their products go out of print, the price becomes astronomical. Just look up Case Blue. Look up some of the great campaigns of the American Civil War games that are out of print, like Battle Above the Clouds. Well, now you have to pay a huge sum of money to get a game that you likely if it's OCS or great campaigns, or actually anything from MMP, I'm pretty much down to play it sometime. So I tend to buy it when the price is reasonable. And then if I don't get to it, I don't get to it. Now, I know that at my age, I probably won't live long enough to play all of the games that I have in my collection. Some I won't get back to, but I don't know which ones those are. And so whoever, I leave my estate to will get a treasure trove of games, and good for them that I was both a player and a collector. Anyway, I imagine that some of you will be able to relate to what I'm saying here. Anyway, I thank you for wasting your time listening to me, and have a great day.
Trucking